Hello to my Leos. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading, Leos. Let's get into it. Let's get right into it. This reading is for the 1st of July through the 8th of July. Let's do it. Let's see what's in your cards. Let's see what's in your cards, Leos. Let's do it. Let's see what's in your cards. Hopefully you all are having a relatively stress-free weekend. Stress-free weekend. All right. I'll give you the questions for the... It's coming up. All right. Yeah, so we have the Ten of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles. We have the Five of Pentacles, the Sun card, the Hangman, and also the Four of Swords. Here we have the Ten of Pentacles. So somebody has love coming across their path, and you're going to be building a very rich legacy together. So it's going to make you very happy. But you're going to have to learn how to keep people out of your business. Too much talking going on. Too much talking going on, and it's causing emotional wounding. It's like people telling people ahead of time. It's like you're letting people know ahead of time was your business deals, your, who you're going to be working with, who you're in love with. Like somebody's doing too much talking too soon, too much conversation going on. So that's something that's causing some kind of emotional wounding. So, but it will be successful. So hang in there with yourself. So, you may not want to put the cart before the horse. Here we have the Four of Swords. Just give it a rest. Just give something a rest. And you may want to stay away from people who gossip. So if you got somebody who gossips around you, you may want to hold off on telling them the news, right? So it could be another fire sign around you that you may feel like, okay, maybe they're close to you, but they're a little immature with information. And you may feel like, okay, if I tell them, you may have to test them with the little stuff. But if you've been knowing them for quite some time, you already know what you can tell them and what you can't tell them. So you already know. So if it's a sister or brother or somebody, you feel like, okay, I've told them stuff in the past and they weren't able to hold water, then you already know who it is, right? Because you got something coming through. Like I said, it could be some kind of partnership in business and or in love. And if they weren't able to hold water before, I suggest you hold this because otherwise Source will have you sitting in front of your vault door until you learn how to keep things close to the cuff. This is your divine feminine energy until you learn how to say, okay, I need to be quiet until it comes until the ink is dry, until the deal is done. Even if it means them saying to you, oh, I can't believe you didn't tell me this. I cannot believe you didn't tell me you had this coming up. So, Source is saying, yeah, you're going to have to learn how to, this is the Fool card. Leave the distractions behind. You're going to have to learn how to leave the distractions behind. And so that was a lesson that somebody had to learn. Somebody may have jumped ahead of some things in the past. Oh, guess who I'm dating? We're going to do this and we're planning on doing that. And then when things didn't happen, then for whatever reason, somebody didn't catch the message. And so now you're starting to catch the message. Like, okay, maybe I'm speaking prematurely, right? So you're going to feel very fortunate. You're going to feel very fortunate, and... Here we have the Two of Pentacles, but I see a healthy work-life balance here. I see some new seeds are being planted here, and the new seeds are really just infertile soil, just basically saying, because it was already predestined for you and whoever your person was to build a very rich legacy, whoever it was on your frequency to build a very rich legacy, but all the other one was just tests to see if you were going to stop telling busybodies the news. So it's two energies that you started sharing stuff with that Source is like, those are karmic ties. I need you to detach from those energies because it's not meant for those energies to go into the vault door, to go into your vault door. So all those other things were just tests. I was using those other energies coming across to see if you were catching the message, right? So yeah, you're going to feel very fortunate to catch the message because when you're looking at things from the highest frequency, it's like, okay, now it makes sense. It was never meant for me to go into business with that person. It was never meant for me to date or marry that person. It was meant for me to see that that was a karmic tie. Because when you start looking at, okay, through process of elimination, who were the people who were there with me during each one of these disappointments? Okay, but who was also the energies that were around me? Every time I shared something, they shared something prematurely. And you're going to start saying, okay, through process of elimination, that's what it is, right? So here we have the King of Swords and Queen of Swords. Yeah, so now it's starting to things are starting to come together. Things are starting to become clearer and clearer and clearer, to some people. That sometimes you share things, people just start sharing things prematurely, and somebody just wasn't piecing it together. They start racing out, feeling like they're entitled to tell your information and what you're sharing with them. So Source will keep tossing people in the mix, saying what you get excited about something, and you go and tell these two energies, and they go right back, and they're basically saying they were judging the product of your intelligent decision. So basically, like, okay, we don't like your decision. That's what they were saying. But Source was saying, trying to tell you, Leo, it's not their decision, it's your decision. So cut them out. So that's what Source was trying to tell you. So you're going to feel very fortunate to have made a decision on your own, because it's going to be quite lucrative for you, but they won't be a part of it. And that's where the tower falls on them. So, yeah, so adjust your crown. Adjust your crown. You're down to earth. You're relatable. People really like you. Here we have the Emperor card. And so there could be an Aries involved that may be talking a little bit too much for somebody. Maybe just telling a whole bunch of stuff. So sources say the upside, there could be a dark Aries involved that may have influenced you to be on the light side of Aries, right? So the light side of Aries would be authoritative and like structured, like could cause you to say, okay, let me ask and let me spring forward and let me in a very structured way, a very authoritative way. But, too much fire could be overwhelming. Like I said, it could get like dark. You know how like when you say, okay, certain energies like, okay, we can't sit next to each other, because we sit next to each other, stuff not gonna get done, right? So it's just saying there's some energies that they won't be able to go, whoever the energies are, they won't be able to go where you're going. They won't be able to go inside your vault door, unfortunately. They won't be able to go inside your vault door. There's a lot of wealth in your vault door. There's a lot of when you see that dog there, you feel protected in the vault door. You feel secure in that vault door. You don't have to worry about, you can just kind of sort of let your hair down. Talking to men and women, you can kind of sort of let your hair down. You can kind of, like, your inner child can kind of come out and play. You don't have to worry about gossip, is coming outside of the vault door, people talking about you and whoever was behind the vault door. You don't have to worry about that conversation coming outside of the vault door, right? You can still remain on your throne and not hear about it, the conversation behind your back or being used against you later on down the line, or who you're associating with and all of that other stuff. So you won't have to hear about that. You won't have to hear about the judgment, right? Because you've already heard about it about other people. You've already heard about how they left other people uncovered, unprotected, how they judged other people. So you don't have to worry about that. So that's what somebody was trying to learn. Is like, okay, that's what Source is trying to tell somebody. It's like, if you hear how other people judge other people and not only leave them uncovered, but to add insult to injury, betray other people after they've left them uncovered and talk about them, then what makes you think they wouldn't do it to you? That's what somebody was trying, that's what Source was trying to get the message to somebody. So here we have, so you're leaving people outside your vault door. Leaving people outside of your vault door. So another indication with the Source kept giving somebody sign after sign after sign after sign after sign, is that as a fire sign, you kept extending, like whenever they would give you the cold shoulder, you were the one that was extending the olive branch first. Like if you were keeping journals, you were the one that was warming up to them first. If you start noticing, like you make the phone call first, you'd make the text message first, you'd reach out to them first to find out what was going on. And so it was almost like they were just, whoever the energies were, it was almost like they were kind of sort of, because your spirit felt judged. Your spirit felt judged, like conditioning you, like, kind of like conditioning you, like, okay, don't call them first, they'll call. They really want to be a part of something. So they really let's see if we can determine their value. They really want to be a part of something. So, So Source is trying to tell you to know your worth, though, Leo. And so you cut them out. That's what Source is trying to tell you. You're the regal lion. Take your place on the throne. Like, you're not following them. Like, you're the one that got the table, the throne. If you have the one that's saying, this is my table. I set the tone. This is what for you, Leo. It's like, okay, you set the table for who's supposed to have access to your table. It's not the other way around. You the one's like, okay, I have a house. This is you saying you have a house, you have a vault, you have a table, and so, you have friends, you have rules, you have expectations and those kind of things. So you set the tone. You're not a pick me. Like, okay, I just want under their judgment. Here we have the judgment card twice. So yeah, so Source is gonna make sure you financially independent, so you don't have to be in that position, and have to deal with that. And then you're gonna start seeing. That's when you're gonna start really, really seeing some stuff like, oh, okay, they don't really need. That's when you're gonna start hearing whatever you may have said and shared. That's when you're gonna start seeing how. That's when you're gonna start hearing just a low vibrating conversation and whatever you may have shared. Here we have the Princess of Swords, Princess of Swords. Yeah, once you leave here's the elbow. Once it's like, this one is something that start making sense to somebody. It's like, oh my God, okay, now it just didn't make sense. And how painful it is when you're dealing with energies that look for a particular type of spirit. They go and search for a particular type of spirit that they want to be able to set your worth and set your value for you. So they feel like they have something of value of yours, like whatever, okay, well, what is it worth to you? What is it? Is it kids? What is it of value to you, right? So, or what are they of value to you? Or is it a piece of property? What is it of value to you? Is it a job? Do you want to be a part of an organization? What is it of value to you? What is it worth to you? So we'll decide what you are worth to us under that kind of judgment. So you will be the one that's cutting ties. So that's going to put you in Leo mode. That's going to put you in high vibrating Leo mode, which is, some people are going to say you all are being arrogant. It is not being arrogant at all. You just know your worth, Leo. That's not arrogance at all. That's your confidence and Source in you. It's like, your worth. You know that you deserve. You know that you deserve to be in spaces where your inner child feels safe and feels protected. You know you deserve to be in circles. You deserve this. You deserve wealth. You deserve legacy wealth. You know that you have something to offer to the universe, to other people's lives. You know your worth. You deserve to be sitting right here on this throne. Down to earth, relatable, adjust your crown. So you deserve to be financially independent. So, but that's what it was. It was two energies in particular that was trying to put you under some kind of judgment. They talk about people behind their back. Like, see this right here, this dark energy talking about people behind their back, collect people's secrets, those kind of things, and then leave people uncovered and unprotected when they can't, when people don't give them access. So here we have the Two of Pentacles here. So you and somebody it's like you and somebody would have gone through the same things. Here we have the Eight of Cups. So as you're continuing to ascend higher, and you're moving on from the disappointment, you're breaking ties, you're breaking those negative ties, and you're moving on to sacred ties. So here we have the Ace of Wands, third eye open. So now you'll be able to see, you won't be able to unsee what you're seeing now. Here we have the Nine of Swords. Now you're waking up from nightmares. Really waking up from some nightmares. Here we have the Ten of Swords here. Yep. And here we have the Hierophant card. Now somebody's learning, now that you're saying, okay, now it's starting to make sense. Now somebody has an innate spiritual understanding of what was causing other people to be depressed and sad and just kind of like, wow, now things are starting to make sense. Now things are starting to come together. Things are starting to make more sense now. All right. The moon in Taurus. So the moon, when you watch this video, will probably be in Aries, right? Aries is the first sign in the zodiac. It is the, when the moon is in Aries, it's like, uh, after the moon, was the moon card? After the moon is in Pisces, which is the last sign. It's like, okay, that's when you feel like, okay, emotionally, I felt every emotion from when the moon was in Aries all the way down to Pisces. So that's when you're saying, okay, I'm collecting all of those emotions. I can feel overwhelmed. I'm flushing all of that out, and I'm getting ready for a fresh new start. That's the moon in Aries. And so after that, you say, okay, I'm tossing those negative emotions into a burning bowl. Aries is a fire sign, and then that moon is moving into Taurus. It's going to be moving into Taurus, right? And so when the moon moves into Taurus, Taurus focuses on the physical plane, the matter, the ability to feel sensations and pleasure throughout our entire bodies, and see beauty in exquisite objects and in the environment around us. Taurus is ruled by, this is Taurus. Taurus and Libra are ruled by Venus, the planet of love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics. It's a peacemaker planet, but when Venus, the goddess Venus, the dark side of Venus is that when it doesn't get its way, it can be vain and vengeful and a disruptor of peace. And that's what somebody has either already dealt with or somebody will be dealing with once you realize that, okay, you're keeping people outside of your vault door. Because you're now seeing your worth. You and somebody coming together, and you're like, okay, this is what I always deserved. I always deserved to be on my throne, adjusting my crown, healthy work-life balance. I deserve to be with my person. And then you start sitting down thinking about some things as you're just kind of sort of awakening from some nightmares, and just like now it's starting to make sense how certain people expose people in their nakedness, and I'm talking about like in their vulnerability nakedness, right? And just how, not only did they expose people in their nakedness, they talked about them behind their back, they spread rumors through the air about them, did everything to make them seem like they were crazy, did all kinds of stuff like, oh my God, I had no idea. Like somebody is like just waking up out of something. So then that's when it's going to hit somebody like, oh my God. So you're moving on from some things. Definitely moving on. That's your third eye is wide open. That's when it's going to hit somebody just how immature some energies were. And just like usually the target is usually people who feel like they're, kind of out there by themselves, fending for themselves. So if you were ever new to a city or town, or new to anything, new to a job by yourself, you don't know anybody, whatever. So here we have health. Yeah. So Pentacles also connects us with health, because health is also wealth. And so when we look at the number 6 as in a form of a person who is rounded back, and also like giving birth to something. So if you have kids, that will be a worth of value to somebody. So that could also be something. And also this Empress card too. So if you have kids, that's something you want to pass down to your kids too. Is just, just making sure that they are not wanting to be so part of something so bad that other people are, establishing their worth and their value. So that's something that I feel like somebody is passing down and teaching their kids. That if people are basically, being mean-spirited to them or gossiping about other people around them, just saying, like things are starting to click, things are starting to come together, because that mean spirit doesn't just go away. It's not just for kids, it also happens in adult groups too. So I will let go of what no longer is serving me, and I am open to what is. Yeah. Yeah, somebody has that machete in their hand, and they're just cutting ties with all of those distractions. All of those distractions. So yeah, so Faye. Yep. Somebody could not see something at first, right? But now you're learning how to, with your third eye, you're starting to see what you couldn't see before, right? First, everything felt like a fairy tale. Then you started seeing the faces change. You started seeing something different. So not everything as it may seem. Be cautious, dear one, for there's a story beneath the tale. Yeah. See, that snow right there lets me know that somebody was around Somebody was around some water spirits, some mirroring spirits. Here we also have individuality. Every person has their own personalized study plan in the earth school. Somebody was around some other types of spirits. Like you started seeing, when you saw your third eye open, you started seeing a distortion of faces. They don't look the same. And then something you can't unsee. So now when you start waking up from nightmares, you're like, oh my God, how come I didn't see it? But then you start realizing other people saw it. So it's like, that's when you said, okay, you know, like the movie The Devil's Advocate, if you ever saw that movie, when the wife saw, when looking in the mirror and saw those things, it's like, what in the world? Here we have a new start is coming. Honey, number 18, the sweetness of you swells and the grace of your pull, oh so beautifully lethal. Yeah. So source is saying, like I said, you deserve the relationships where there is, if money is your, if money is what you, money is not evil. Obviously it's not evil. It's not, it's what you're doing with it. Somebody in your cars, there's a lot of money in your cars. Your person is in your cars. Y'all see you being in spaces where your inner child is able to come out and feels protected and feels, it feels protected. It feels like it feels, like I said, it feels protected. I see whoever's coming into your life financially independent. They're not people who are wearing masks when it comes to, they're not masking anything. So like this right here, see these people right here are wearing masks in this picture, talking about people behind their back, pretending to be something else, all of this other stuff. So good deal for you. So just know that you deserve the best. Don't settle for anything else. Don't settle for anything else. 777, I'm in the flow. So your purpose flows from within you, and everything that is being unfolded or being revealed to you is part of your purpose. A state of peace and calmness in your soul. That's right, 777. Question for the moon in Taurus. First question is, how often do you feel true pleasure? Second question is, how do you feel guilty about pursuing pleasure? Third question is, where are the energy blockages and places of tension located in your body? The fourth question is, can you discern how your body says yes to some things and no to others? And then last but not least is, what does your body need, right? So some people may say they need their feet to be in the sand or hug a tree, or sometimes you need a massage, or you like a particular fabric on your skin, or maybe you need a scalp massage. You know, like you want to learn how to, your body, this largest, the skin, this largest organ, you know, your body, you want to know when you feel that something is not right. And that's what Source is trying to teach somebody. It's like you want to know when something when something feels off. You don't want to just get caught up in just the physical where you're missing something. Like you want to know that the air, just right here, your head and heart are not at war with each other, and you're just paying attention to the physical. So that's what Source is trying to teach somebody. And now you're awakening to a lot of things. You're awakening to a lot of things. Breaking cycles. Pour more into yourselves. Don't forget that rest is a form of self-care, but it's time to speak some things into existence. You have the gift of clairvoyance, that's seeing things clearly, but healed people just move differently. So journal your journey. Your inner child is very proud of you. You have the gift of clairsentience. Yeah, your gifts have been increased. There's a guy who apologizes for betraying you. I don't know who that is, but You are an answered prayer to somebody. Like I said, you're starting out with the Ten of Pentacles. Somebody just needs to do a better job at keeping people out of their business. That's really what it boils down to. So if you're new to something or somewhere or whatever, everybody don't need to know what you about to plan on start doing. You know, I plan on doing this and that. Yeah, something is not as deep as you think. Once you start training yourself to see things, and you say, okay, now I can't unsee it. Okay, I saw what I need to say. All right, deuces, I'm out. Yeah, so that's what it is. That's what it is. But you're not operating in the spirit of fear. Everything else has already been taken care of. That's what I have for you. I will see you all in the next reading. Bye.